How did a managing director of a multinational get a government contract signed weeks after she was appointed when her predecessor had spent 2 years trying and failing? It was the first 30 seconds of her first meeting. That's what sealed it. What she did in those 30 seconds is something most experts, founders, and leaders never do. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what she did and why it works every single time. Point number 1. In an emergency room, the first question isn't, let me give you some background. It's, what does this person need most right now? Everything else waits. I have a master's in medical engineering. I used to work with severely disabled people. Imagine what they or the people who love them want to know. Not the research, not the background, not the history of how we got here. Just what can be done. What helps right now? Your high-stakes moments work exactly the same way. Every boardroom, every pitch, every meeting where something real is at stake. The person across from you wants to know if you are the solution. And they're deciding that in the first 30 seconds. Most experts, what they do is they answer like they're writing a report. Background first, then comes context. The actual point is somewhere near the end. Instead, triage it. Don't let your expert brain list 47 relevant points. You want your high-stakes brain to kick in with the one that matters most right now to the person you're communicating with. Lead with that. Then the reason, then the detail, then the 47 points if there's time or if they ask for it. Now, this isn't about being blunt or insensitive. It's about being so tuned into what the person across from you wants that everything you say serves that. Point 1 is be the shortcut to the solution. But here's the thing, even when experts know this, there's one thing they do in the first 30 seconds that makes the room switch off before they've said anything that matters. On to point number 2. How did a medical executive I worked with end up with a queue of people lining up to speak with her and sign contracts with 6 zeros when she walked off stage? Now, this almost didn't happen. She had everything ready, the product details, the tech, the background, the breakthroughs, everything that proved her product was brilliant. But when she showed me how she was planning to start her talk, I could see that she was going to lose every opportunity that room had to offer. I got her to answer one question. What does the room need to feel before they'll want to know anything about the product? So instead of leading with her data dump, she walked out onto the stage and asked, have you ever searched online for symptoms, yours or a loved one's, because you need answers to a health problem? Every hand went up, every person leaned in, waiting to hear what she was going to say next. And they lined up and took the next step with her afterwards. This mistake happens everywhere. A client recently showed me his pitch deck, 7 slides in before a single mention of the person he was pitching to. 7 about him, his company, his services, his market, his product. Not a word about why they should care. No one was going to be paying attention by slide number 8. Point 2 is, give the person whose buy-in you need a reason to tune into you, to care about what you're saying. Make it the first thing you say. This is how you get them listening to the rest of what you're going to say, to what's important to you. On to point number 3. I ask every client I work with one question. If I swap your name and your company name for your competition, would your answer still work? For most of them, yes, it would. And that's because the first thing they say is generic information, things that could be Googled, things that others in their industry could say. The people I invited back to my TV program, which was broadcast to 200 million people, they didn't do this. The way they started was specific to them. Their opinion, insight, judgment, how they read the situation, not some bland anyone could say this info. The filter I give every client is, if someone else can say it, don't. Your expertise, your lived experience, your real results, and your failures is what the room is waiting for. Lead with it. That stat, the market trend, the study, yes, use them, but with your twist, your take, what it means through your lens. Point 3 is start with your opinion, insight, point of view. And remember, if someone else can say it, don't. Every high-stakes moment is an emergency. The person across from you is assessing you in real time. In the first 30 seconds, they're deciding, are you the right person, the one I've been looking for? Going back to the managing director I mentioned at the start, the thing that changed was that she began the meeting with the potential client's biggest problem that she could solve. Her predecessor would start by sharing everything the company does, and that's all it took to get them leaning in and signing a 7-figure contract, starting with what's important to them. Figure out what the room wants before you open your mouth. But even if you get this right, there are specific habits that so many leaders and experts have that cost them opportunities, and I bet you're doing at least 2 of them all the time. Watch this video next to find out exactly what they are and what the fix is. See you there. Bye.